Alright, hi steemit, hi YouTube, hi Facebook. I've lost my voice so I sound like a man, but I just had like one of the most exciting weekends of my life. I'm going to explain why it's exciting because I really want to talk to people who are not on steemit. I want to talk to my friends on Facebook. I want to talk to anyone who finds this on YouTube, because I really believe that with the use of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, the entire corrupt system of banking and politics could be turned on its head. I know there's probably people watching this who don't know what a blockchain is. Stay with me for that. First I want to show you all the souvenirs. Look at this. I still haven't taken this off. I really don't want to, because I have to cut it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I could just pull this thing off, but I can't seem to get it off. And I can't get it over my wrist. And I really don't want to cut it. So I got this scarf, which is deadly. Look at this, my name tag. I'm keeping this forever. I kind of wish it said like 2016 on it somewhere, just so that I can say like in 20 years time or whatever that I was at the very first Steam Fest. steemit user made this for me, which is really cool. It's got the little Steam logo on it. It's a ring. It won't fit on any of my fingers apart from my thumb, unfortunately. This little Steam badge. It's adorable. You just pin it there. Well, I won't pin it to this t-shirt because that would look dumb. We had like a selfie box for taking selfies. This is Ria. She's awesome. This festival I was at, I want to tell you about it because like it wasn't all the partying that made it so exciting. It wasn't all the free food and drink that was really, really good, or even the starstruck feeling that I got from meeting Ned and so many people that I was so excited to see. But it was actually the like positive energy that we got from the community. And I mean, I don't mean it was like a hippie commune or anything. I mean, people are really, really doing things, really pushing to make things out of this open source blockchain. And there's so much faith in it. People really believe in it. People really care. So many people are invested in the platform, not just financially. I mean, there's a handful of people financially invested in the platform, but there are hundreds of people emotionally invested in the platform. So much so that they're willing to put their heart and soul into it. So for those who don't know what the hell Steamfest is or what it was about, basically just this weekend we had the very first Steamfest in Amsterdam. There'll be more, I'd say, in different parts of the world every time. I'm not sure if there's going to be another one this year or if we have to wait another year. But for the first time, I don't know, maybe ever, more than 200 people who have known each other just from a social networking or blogging website all got together in one place and met each other face to face. And I mean, we only just got profile pictures at the weekend, so I mean, we didn't even know what each other looked like. It was just, we met each other and it was like people that we knew by username just suddenly turned into real people right in front of our faces. And it was daunting and exhilarating and overwhelming. And I'm so glad I met all the people that I did. So basically on this website we've all been like chatting, collaborating, working together, arguing, debating, but getting to know each other because we're all writing. A lot of us are writing personal things, some of us are sharing our photography, lots of people are just doing video content, vlogging, just the same as what you would do with any social media platform. Except there's something special about this one that I haven't mentioned yet. And so we all met in Amsterdam in this really groovy hotel. We did a lot of partying, so much that I'm exhausted and I lost my voice. But there was also a lot of presentations and talks, and it was just really inspirational and motivating to hear people talk about their plans and what they're doing and how steemit is currently changing things for them, how they perceive it to change things for the future, what we're capable of building on this blockchain. I'll just explain what steemit is. It's a social media platform. Currently it's set up really for bloggers, or at least it looks that way, but I mean anybody can take part and contribute in whatever way they like. It doesn't have to be, structured the way you imagine a blog would be structured. A lot of people are just using it the exact same way they would use Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube. They're just sharing their content with a really supportive community, a community of people from all over the world. So the most obvious difference between Steemit and other social media platforms is that you actually get paid to contribute to Steemit. And this is where people get kind of skeptical. Why would anyone pay you to do what you do on Facebook? And I'd like to turn that question around. Why would you give away your data and your attention for free when clearly if Facebook is selling your data and your attention to corporations and advertisers, that data and attention is obviously valuable. So why would you give it away for free? They get the money for what belongs to you. And Steemit is about to change all that. So you get paid for contributing to the platform, contributing what the community considers valuable, and that could be anything. And you also get paid if you have enough influence on the platform, if you have enough invested in the platform, you also get paid for supporting valuable content. This is why I actually don't like calling Steemit a social network. I prefer to call it a support network, because really the whole community supports each other. It's so different from every social network. There's a social aspect of every social network, but it's not necessarily the positive side of social networking. Whereas Steemit really is the supportive side of social networking. It's troll resistant, it's censorship resistant. Technically it will be advertising resistant. Right now there's no advertising on the website. The CEO has been talking about actually paying the person who has to see the advertising instead of paying the platform. I think that there might even be a way for the user to put a price on their attention. In other words, you can say exactly how much you charge for advertisers to get your attention, and that's revolutionary to me. This is an internet revolution. So there's less negativity on Steemit because people are incentivized to be supportive and to have a positive nature, because that's what people like. People don't like negativity, so you just don't get rewarded for negativity. In normal social media like Facebook, you have things like clickbait and triggering things that are designed to get your attention so that they get paid by their advertisers, and they don't care if they have to piss you off to get your attention. Whereas nobody gets paid on Steemit for getting your attention. Instead, you pay who you want to pay. Actually, you don't pay anyone. You don't pay anyone. You have a certain amount of voting power to decide where a portion of the budget of monetary rewards goes to. So Steemit is giving back the power, giving you ownership of your own data and your own attention, instead of you giving it to them for free and them selling it for money. You can actually get paid for the content you want to provide and for the attention that you give to the website and to advertisers. So then the awkward question comes along: where does the money come from? And that's always a really hard question to answer, because then we have to get into cryptocurrency. It gets a little bit technical here too, so stay with me. But basically there are two guys who started Steemit together, Ned Scott and Dan Larimer. Both of these guys really fell in love with a girl called Bitcoin. If you know what Bitcoin is, then you know that I'm joking. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's what skeptics would call magic internet money. But of course it's accepted worldwide. If you go out to Amazon, you can purchase Amazon gift cards with Bitcoin. People are paying their bills with Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is real. If you haven't heard of it, you've been living under a box. It's been going on since 2009. It was the very first cryptocurrency that was created, so like there was loads more since then who are trying to compete with Bitcoin. But Bitcoin basically started out worthless until obviously a number of people wanted to get involved because this is money that doesn't need banks. So there was a demand for Bitcoin. People wanted to be able to hold Bitcoin. They wanted this idea to become a reality. They wanted to be able to send money virtually. Like, you can't just send cash through the internet. You need a bank, and those banks take a cut, especially when you've got exchange rates. So as soon as people wanted Bitcoin, Bitcoin became valuable, as is only natural. In 2.5 years, it went all the way up to $31. One Bitcoin was worth $31. Then 2 years after that, it went like all the way back down to $2 and all the way back up again to $266. Like, a lot of people had a lot of Bitcoin, and those people did really well. But of course, it was a lot of fluctuations since then. It went from 266 down to 100 and back up to 1200 in the space of 6 or 7 months. So if you can imagine like having 1 cent, and after 4.5 years it was worth $266. At that price of $1,200, what started out as a cent, or less in fact, a lot of people became filthy rich. But of course, when it hits that high, a lot of people sell, and it constantly fluctuates the price. And it went all the way back down to $200 within a few months, fluctuating. And it's been on the steady rise since then. I think it was worth around $300 after that bubble that I bought in. And I made a couple of £100 off it, not a lot. So okay, you know what Bitcoin is. Let's go back to steemit. So, like Bitcoin, there's a lot of competitors out there since. They're nowhere near as valuable as Bitcoin. But Steem is one of those competitors. And Steem is one of the only cryptocurrencies that managed to get an almost even number of men and women involved in the cryptocurrency. That's because cryptocurrency is quite technical. And obviously the tech industry is dominated by men. For this reason, women weren't really buying into cryptocurrencies before. Most of them are around the 10-to-1 or 20-to-1 mark in comparison to Steem, which at one point was 50-50. I think there's a little more men now, but as it's becoming more and more popular within the crypto world. But it basically is popular with women because it became more than just for market value. It's valuable on a social networking platform. You can actually use it to have a positive influence on a social networking platform, and you can hold a stake in that platform. And the value of that stake goes up as you participate in the social media platform. And you know, women love to talk. So for about 3.5 months, the price of Steem fluctuated between about 20 cents and $1 until mid-July, when everybody who had been participating in the platform suddenly got what many didn't even think was ever going to happen. They got their first payout. So they had been building up payouts that they couldn't actually cash out on because the system hadn't yet been built to do that. And when in July they were able to trade their Steam-backed dollars for real money, suddenly the price shot up, and suddenly this magic internet money was real. I mean, there were a lot of people on the platform who didn't know anything about cryptocurrency before they came to just blog or write or chat with people. And here was this monetary payout always showing, but like, it was just like, these are just like internet points or something. And all of a sudden they were able to trade it. They could trade it for real money, for fiat. You've got cryptocurrency and fiat currency. So your fiat currency is the paper money that you cash out, which we may someday not need anymore. So the price went all the way up to $4, a little over $4, and the user base exploded. It was basically a bubble, the price, because it was so valuable that people were making crazy money. There was a girl called Guarantee who made $50,000 on a makeup tutorial, and that's what brought me to steemit, because when my brother told me about steemit, I really imagined a bunch of blogs about cryptocurrency, and I had a little Bitcoin, and I'm just not a very technical person, so I was kind of just holding Bitcoin. I was never trading it or anything. And when I heard like there's girls on steemit, and like they're obviously writing about anything that they want, it was like, okay, well, it's like a free lottery ticket. I mean, you just post something and see what you get. And I put a lot of work into my post. I mean, it wasn't a spectacular post or anything, but I did make a video about myself, and after surfing through the introduction post, I made a video, introduced myself, and I made $500, which was really, really exciting. And that's what makes Steem much more exciting to me than Bitcoin, because I don't actually have to buy Steem in order to invest in it. I can invest my time, my skills, and you can invest your skills and earn Steem rather than actually buy it. And I don't have to do anything in particular. It's not like I have to ask the community, like, what will you pay me to do? I can do anything that I want to do that benefits me, and if, luckily enough, people from the community see it as valuable, then they give you votes and eventually you get paid for it. So I really want to encourage people to get onto the platform. Just try it out. Register an account on steemit.com. Check out some introduction posts, because that's like a gateway post. People use it just to kind of break the ice. Introduce yourself is the tag. And after you get that first payout, it might only be a cent, it might be 10 cents, it might be nothing. But it might be a few dollars, it might be $20. Right now the price of Steem is pretty low, so the payouts have gotten a lot lower. Like the $50,000 thing is history. But you never know, we could see that day again, it really depends. But it really shouldn't be about making money. It's really about owning what's yours and not just giving it away for free. So if you think about why those guys who invested in Bitcoin got rich, I doubt that they were ever in it to get rich. It was the first ever cryptocurrency, so I can't imagine that was on everybody's minds. I think the first people who got into it really wanted to start this economic revolution where we removed the need for banks, because basically they were sick of corruption, as most of us are. They were sick of the corruption of the banks, sick of the corruption of politicians who bail out those banks, and sick of having to pay for the mistakes of banks and politicians. And cryptocurrency removes the need for those. So that's what I'm most excited about, that instead of giving our money to banks, we can take back our power and have some independence from banks and some independence from corruption.